Hi, I'm John Barnes from Briley Manufacturing, and today I wanted to go over how to install your new Briley tube set. I have here in front of me a tube set that was ordered for this gun. This is a 3-gauge tube set with 20 gauge, 28 gauge, and 410 tubes. This is an ultralight set, and it comes with the 6 tubes, of course. It comes with a hammer for installation and removal. It comes with a plastic knockout tool. Also comes with an aluminum tool that's called the CT driver that's for installing your tubes. Your extra chokes that come with the tube set, a bottle of Briley high-grade gun oil, and a 3-way combination wrench that'll work for 20, 28, and 410 tube set chokes. The first thing that we want to do before we get started is to make sure that we're safe. Open the gun, make sure that it is unloaded and this one is safe and ready to go. Although you can install your tubes with the barrel on your gun, you'll save yourself a lot of frustration if you remove the barrel from the gun first before trying to install or remove your tubes. So we're going to take the barrel off of the gun, and you'll notice that right now I don't have any chokes in the barrel. I have the chokes for the gun right here. Each fitted tube set is made, this one was made to these 2 skeet chokes here, and you'll notice that the skeet chokes fit and move freely over the end of the tube. That's because they are fitted just perfectly to the inside of these tubes. Now, if you have another choke in your barrel, say a modified, that's as far as it'll go. It's important not only that you have chokes in your 12-gauge barrel while you're shooting your tube set, it's important to have the correct chokes in your barrel while you're shooting your tube set. So we need to install these 2 skeet chokes in the barrel. Using a Briley speed wrench, it'll go pretty quickly. Now that we have the chokes in the gun that this tube set was actually made for, we're ready to put the tubes in. Now we're going to start out with the 20-gauge tubes, and you'll notice that there's a black rubber O-ring around the ejector on each of the tubes. We put that there for shipping. You want to remove that O-ring before trying to install your tubes. And you'll also notice where it says Briley right here just past the chamber, it says top bore 0.614. That means the inside of this tube is 614 thousandths of an inch, and it goes in the top barrel. So we're going to put the tube into the top barrel, align it so that the ejector of the gun is aligned with the ejector of the tube, and push it down until it stops. Next, we take our CT driver, and on the portion labeled 20, put it in the tube, and we're going to tap it in until it stops. Make sure that our ejector is moving freely, both on the gun and tube set, which it is. And now we're ready to put the bottom tube in. So again, 20-gauge tubes, we ship them with the black rubber O-ring. Remove the O-ring before installing your tubes in the barrel. Same thing, we want to slide the tube in to where it's aligned so that the gun ejector will make good purchase. On the tube set ejector, use the CT driver to tap it into place. It's very important to make sure that you have your ejectors aligned correctly on your tube set. So if I pop the gun ejector up, it also pops up the tube set ejector. And you notice that you want to make sure to have your ejectors aligned where the gun ejector has a good purchase on the tube set ejector. Now this gun in particular, this is a Blaser F3, and it's very important that you get your ejector on your top barrel lined up very carefully. And if you look closely, you can see that the tube set ejector is just a little bit to the left hand edge. It's not quite flush with the gun ejector, it's just to this side of it. And the reason that you have to do that is we want to be sure to be able to have clearance for this top lever detent plunger that's right here in the top of the F3 receiver. That's the plunger that closes your top lever, and we have to have the ejector out of the way so it doesn't get caught on that plunger. With our bottom barrel, we also just want to have it aligned where we have a good purchase. The gun's ejector has a good purchase on the tube set ejector. And you'll also notice on the bottom edge of the ejectors of your tube set, there's a slight radius. And all that is there for is to help cam that ejector close as you close your gun. There is also another radius on the bottom of your top barrel ejector. Again, that's just to help it cam close as you close the gun. So if you have either that radius or that radius facing downward, you're on the right track, because they do need to be facing downward to help everything close smoothly. When you get your new tubes in, they're going to be pretty tight, both tapping them in and tapping them out. Over time they do wear, but don't worry, that's covered by Briley's lifetime warranty on our tube sets. So just send it in to us with your barrel and we can tighten them back up and have them back to you in no time. Now again, we're going to check, make sure that ejectors are moving freely, which they are. Now we're ready to put the gun back together. Everything's opening and closing just as it should, and we're ready to go shoot 20 gauge. And as for your additional chokes that come with the barrel, you'll look in one box and see a 20 gauge choke. And you might see a 28 gauge choke, but you're wondering, hey, why didn't they ship the 410s? Look inside the 28 gauge chokes, because the 410s fit in the 28s, and the 28 gauge will at least almost fit inside of the 20s. So make sure you don't have any chokes inside of one another whenever it is shipped to you. This is also the 3-way choke wrench. It does all 3 gauges. It does 20 gauge, 28 gauge, and we flip it around to the other side and it'll do 410 as well. So it's one wrench for all 3 gauges. Now removal of your tube set is just the opposite of installation. Remove the barrel from the gun. Now this time we're going to take the black plastic tool that's your knockout tool that's supplied with the tube set, insert it in the end of the barrel, and just gently tap on it. I like to hold the barrel over my shoe whenever I'm doing this, because I'm normally standing in a parking lot or out in gravel at the gun club when I'm doing that, and if you tap them out over your shoe, they fall onto your shoe and don't get any scratches on them rather than the pavement. So after you've tapped them out, you just pull them out of the barrel. And it's always a good idea, both before storage and before installation, use just a little dab of our Briley gun oil. I usually just put one little drop on my finger, and then just put some on the outside of the chamber of the tubes. And it also doesn't hurt to take a rag and wipe down the full length of the tubes. And now you can either go back to shooting 12 gauge, or you can install one of the other tube sets and shoot another gauge.